Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of our Next Level Women in Software event. My name is Kelsey. I'm from the HighLevel team, and I am super stoked for us to get kicked off day 2 of our 5-day virtual event, where we will have amazing women entrepreneurial speakers here to talk to you about how to grow and scale your business. If you have been looking to learn how to do high ticket sales, this next speaker is for you. Next up, we have Amanda Dake, who is fantastic with scaling high ticket offers. Amanda Dake works with coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, and more to help them get an additional 5 figures or more to their bottom line. She is incredible. She is a wizard. She is amazing at what she does. I am very excited to welcome as our next speaker, Amanda Dake.
Hey there, my name is Amanda Dake, and I'm really excited to be here with you today to talk about how to use a simple course as a lead magnet for your business. So I help people create and launch courses, coaching programs, live events. And so I was thinking about what would be a really great way to show you how I use HighLevel, how I help my clients use HighLevel, but also give you something tangible that you can walk away with. And so I'm going to show you in just a few minutes how to use a simple course as a lead magnet. So without further ado, let's hop right in. I'm going to share my screen. I've got some slides here for you guys. So here we go. How to create a simple course as a winning lead magnet. And this course is going to attract and convert your clients on autopilot. So as I stated before, I am Amanda Dake. I help professionals, experts, entrepreneurs create online courses, coaching programs, and events, whether it's virtual or live in-person events or workshops. And we do use HighLevel for much of our infrastructure, including our sales funnels, our membership areas, and whatnot. So through this training, I'm going to show you why this works for any business. Most businesses struggle to attract high quality leads. Lead magnets help filter the right people. So if you've been in business for a while, you understand that a lead magnet is something that you use to attract people that are interested in using your services. And if you have been in business a while, you'll know that sometimes those leads that come in are not quite qualified, or they're not quite ready to move into your next step, which could be a paid offer. So a simple course is a high value lead magnet. It builds trust and authority really fast. So I'm going to show you how to create something very simple, which can be difficult to do, especially if you're an expert at what you do. It's really hard to go to the very beginning and give someone just the basics. But I'm going to show you how to do that and attract high quality, high intent leads and really help people start to know, like, and trust you, which is super important. So by the end of this session, you're going to know how to choose the right lead magnet topic. You're going to know how to build and set it up with minimal tech. I want you to be able to move quick and not get all bogged down in all the technical details. And I want you to also know how to drive traffic and get real leads. And when I talk about traffic, that just means how are we going to get people to know that this offer exists and get them to sign up? And there's paid ways to do that, and there's non-paid or organic ways to do that. So first, I wanted to share with you a quick case study about why I even came up with this idea, why it works, and some people that have actually used it. So I have a person that was selling personalized branded physical products, right? So think about engraved tumblers or koozies or beach towels or t-shirts or anything else that you can put your brand on and print, okay? So the problem was the business sold custom branded products, and their market was Airbnb hosts. So primarily Airbnb hosts with beach vacation type properties. So think towels, mugs, wine glasses, visors, things like that. They struggled to attract the right customers to their physical product business. The solution, I helped them create a free marketing course for Airbnb hosts to help them improve guest experience and branding. So the overall gist of this mini course was geared towards Airbnb hosts, right? The Airbnb property owners, how they can attract new bookings and also get those people coming back for more, whether they're leaving reviews, booking again, sharing it with their friends, whatnot. So we created a very simple, basic marketing course, which of course had one section in there about using branded products with your vacation property's logo on it, right? Most of these properties have a name of the location, like the salty shell or something like that. So, using those types of branded products that the guests can take with them was part of the marketing course. And of course, if they want to implement that part of the marketing course, they would hire this client to do that for them. So the result was the hosts who took the course saw the value of the branded products and they became paying customers. And they also got a ton of other ideas and value just out of basic marketing. So the majority of people on the planet don't have just general marketing knowledge. And so whenever we're able to share just some basics with them, it really does help them move the needle. But if we're able to do that in a way that promotes ourselves, that helps move the needle even more. So that was just one case study that I wanted to share with you of a result that I was able to help a client with these small mini course lead magnets. So how to choose the right lead magnet topic. Well, your free course could be one of these three things. You don't want to do all three in one course, but pick one of these positioning kind of topics. You could do a quick wins mini course. So you can help people achieve a small win really fast, like how to boost your Airbnb bookings in 7 days or less. You could give a blueprint or a framework course. This guides someone step by step how to get a result. For example, the 5-step formula for more Google reviews. So if you are an agency and you want to help local businesses get more reviews and you offer a done for you service, you can also share in a mini course the process on how a local business would go about getting more Google reviews. If this is a service that you offer, you will know that it takes constant attention and it takes attention to detail. It takes maybe some automation. If you lead the prospect, your prospective client, through all of those steps, by the end of it, they're going to go, "Can you just do this for me?" It's a lot, right? So you're educating them on what it really is and really about what it is that you do. And then by the end of it, many of those people are going to say, "I think I just want you to take care of this for me." You can also do a mistakes to avoid course. So this positions you as an expert by educating on people on what not to do. So the top 3 mistakes Airbnb hosts make that cost them bookings. Mistakes like top 3 mistakes local businesses use that makes them miss out on tons of reviews. There's all kinds of ways to do that. I personally love quick wins and maybe a blueprint or framework. That's just my personality. I love to help someone have a transformation. Instead of telling people what to avoid, I would rather just give them the blueprint and the steps that they can take on their own. Mistakes to avoid course. You could also, I think, turn that into steps you can take, which would be kind of like a blueprint, but if someone wants to run their own ads, they think, and you offer a service to run paid advertising for someone, maybe you give them the top 5 questions you need to ask before you hire someone to run your ads. How about that? Like it can be that simple. Can this all be done in a PDF? Yes, but when it's put in a course format, which I'm going to show you an example here in just a minute, it is different. And you can actually track people through the process if you have it set up in HighLevel. So you can see if they're consuming your material. What happens whenever you give a typical lead magnet is you don't even know if they've downloaded the thing, if they've opened it up, if they've read it, and of course, if they've been through the entire thing. Well, if we put each one of our bullet points or our talking points into a module or a lesson inside HighLevel, we can tell exactly where that person has left off and be able to follow up with them accordingly. So there's many reasons why I like using courses as lead magnets or even low ticket offers. You could do that, and high ticket offers. I like courses for all of those things. But as a lead magnet, it's really great because you can see who's following through and who's not. So another case study, a local marketing agency. I kind of just talked about this just a second ago. The agency wanted to help local businesses improve their Google rankings, but they struggled to get leads. If you work with local businesses and local service-based businesses, you may understand that it is a challenge to get in front of them and a challenge to close the deal. Most of these business owners are not marketing savvy. They get approached often by all kinds of people trying to sell them all kinds of things. And so if you're able to get in front of your prospect with something unique that can solve a problem for them, then you have a leg up on your competition. So the solution to this local marketing agency's problem was they created a free course teaching local business owners how to optimize their Google business profile. Now, that sounds fine and easy, but there are a few things that have to be done consistently and regularly to keep that profile going and ranking and moving up in those search ranks. And once you show through this course or through this training, the business owner, what it takes, and you offer this service, many times they're just going to ask you to do that service for them. So the result of this is many business owners realize how much work it is. It's too much work, and they want to hire the agency instead. And so I've seen several marketing agencies use this technique to attract leads and close more deals. So setting up the lead magnet funnel, there's a few processes. So you come up with your course idea and what you want to teach throughout that course, or what you want the goals of that course to be for that business owner or prospect. But how are you going to get them in there? And so we do that through just a really simple lead magnet funnel. And this is just a simple funnel that works. So step one is a landing page. This is a clear, benefit-driven opt-in page that collects name, email, and phone number. And so I'll show you an example of that right here. This is one that I've built for what I'm talking to you about right now, like how to use a simple course lead magnet in your business. And so my course is created, and this is how people will get access to it. So it tells you what the course is, tells you what it does. This is going to learn to create a simple course that attracts leads, builds authority, and converts clients. I just have quick little bullet points of what's inside and an opt-in. It's really, really simple. And then once they hit that button, boom, we're going to trigger off some automation. So this is what's known as a landing page, if you're not familiar. Really pretty simple to put together. Let's see, I hope yeah, okay. So the landing page, just I showed you. Once you hit submit, that is going to enter them into an automation that you set up, and it's going to trigger this workflow where you can tag the person, you can give them any kind of details that you want. You're going to be able to send them emails and text message follow-ups that will actually give them access to the training, the course. And then you can also use that flow to nurture them into check on their progress, make sure that they're doing all of the things, and then get them to hopefully book a call with you or sign up for your service if you don't take calls for that. And then the call to action, that you want to transition them through this entire process to your paid offer. Okay. So yes, it's great to have the course. It's great to have the landing page, just like any other lead magnet. But the ultimate goal is to convert them into being a paying client. So where to build out this course? So some of you watching this training may not have a HighLevel account, and that's okay. I highly recommend it. And it can be a little bit overwhelming at first, but if you start out with just a couple of goals in mind, it's really simple to get in there and get things achieved. And there's a lot of people in the community that can help you build some of these things out. So it's really important to note that if you are building any kind of lead magnet, whether it's a simple course, a PDF, an ebook, whatever it is, you want to give a polished experience. You want to come off as a professional and an expert, and that you are someone that they can trust to pay money to solve a problem for them. So, regardless of where you set up your course, you want to make sure that it's going to be seamless. Once someone signs up, that they're going to get access to it, and you want it to be just super professional, right? You want it to be something you're very proud of. So that's why first I mentioned high-level memberships. These are the best for automation and scalability. Okay, you can build it really quickly. You can set it up, and then everything can be automated from that landing page that I just showed you to delivering access to that course. HighLevel is amazing for that. And there's a lot of people that I talk to that don't even know that HighLevel has this capability. But yes, it can build, you can build out really beautiful courses. And I'm going to show you one here in just a minute, right there inside of HighLevel. Again, it's really quite simple to do, and it does deliver a very professional, polished experience. You can deliver a course just using simple video hosting and deliver those links via dripped out emails, right? But you're going to need a system to be able to send those emails, and HighLevel is really great for that as well. But if you just wanted to record a couple of short videos and send those over to the people that opt in, you could do that using Vimeo or Loom or YouTube unlisted videos. But in the HighLevel membership, you can also just host your videos right there. So you don't have to use any third-party platforms. But if you are only looking to do video hosting and not setting up a full-on course, you can do it that way. You can also use Google Drive or even some PDFs. Google Drive works really well. You can automate sending the link to the drive in the folder, and then they can have access to the trainings there. But again, if you want it to look like a polished course or online class, then hosting it in something like HighLevel, I would definitely go with that option. And you're not restricted to the number of courses that you host in your HighLevel account. So maybe you have an idea for one, and then that sparks an idea for several others. You can definitely build all of those out and host them right there in your account. So what I want to do real quick before we go on to this part, I want to show you what it looks like inside of HighLevel. So here is the Simple Course Lead Magnet Blueprint course that I've created, which is basically the step-by-step on how to create your own lead magnet course. And you can see we just have everything set up here. I have it divided into modules and different lessons. Inside of each of these lessons, I even have videos, and I have downloads, worksheets, and different things that you can do to ensure that you're going to get to that end result, which is creating your free or small ticket course as a lead magnet. There are other skins, I guess you will, for courses. This is the one that I like to use the most. It's just very simple and streamlined and straightforward. I don't want my user to get confused on where the content is. So I like to use this one, but there are 3 other templates that you can choose from if you wanted to structure your content differently. But this is all within HighLevel right here. And again, when it's in something like this, I can track each person's consumption of this content. So I think that's pretty powerful. Okay, so now how are we going to get people into this course, right? We have a lead magnet, which is the small course. We have a landing page with an opt-in, and we have this automation. Everything's all wonderfully set to go, like knocking over dominoes. But how are we going to get people in there? Well, there's both paid options and organic options. And when I say organic, that typically means free, but it doesn't mean free of time. it just means free of money, because organic efforts typically take a little bit more time. Paid takes more money. So organic strategies to get people into your simple lead magnet course. You can post on social media. I mean, that's just the basic, easiest thing to do. If you already have an email list, especially of non-buyers, sending this offer to them is a really great way to get people back engaged and interested in it, what it is that you do. Okay, so maybe they had opted in for a lead magnet in the past. They didn't consume it, or they did, and they never converted into a paid client. Well, now you have something else you can give them. So you can use your email list. Social media, of course, is really powerful. Share in communities, in groups, and just make those kind of networking connections. And it's amazing. You can just give someone a link and say, hey, I have a free course on that. Go here and grab it. Paid strategies. You can set up simple Facebook or Instagram ads, even LinkedIn ads, to attract the right people, just like you would for any other offer. But honestly, I would test it out with the organic strategies first before I start putting money behind it, just to make sure that there's a desire for this content. And partnerships and referrals. So if you have networking opportunities, or if you have people within your community or within your own network that have different audiences, maybe you're going to be a guest on a podcast, or maybe you have a podcast and you have a listener base. You can offer your free course to these networks and these collaborations. And so those are really great to tap into. It can benefit their audience as well as benefit you and your client base. So another case study, a business coach, because I wanted to give you enough case studies so you can understand and think about how this might work for you. Okay, so we've worked with physical products. We've worked with local service-based business owners, right? Agencies that service them, and now a business coach. The problem was the business coach wanted to attract more high-ticket clients, but struggled to stand out in the crowded coaching market. So she created a free course on how to scale to 10K months without more one-on-one clients that addressed the biggest pain points for her ideal clients. 10K months is like the pinnacle, like promise for business coaches these days, right? So that's why she created this. And if that's what she helps coaches do, then it makes sense for her to create a mini training on how to do that on your own. The result was leads who took the course saw her expertise. They built trust with her through taking that course. And many of those people booked discovery calls, leading to higher conversions into her coaching program. So I'm not saying that there aren't other ways to get clients, but if you're looking for something that can be really powerful and that you can put your face in front of your ideal client many times, which would be through your lessons in teaching your courses, then this is just a really great avenue in order to do that. So let's recap and let's talk about the next steps. So step 1 is plan. Pick a topic that bridges the gap between you and your offer and your prospect. Okay. Step 2 is to build it. Keep it simple, which sometimes is really hard to do, especially if you are a high-level expert at your craft. But keep it very simple, but also valuable. Think about some things that whenever I used to teach just general lead magnet creation, if you think like, I should be charging for this, I should not give this away, then that's probably going to be a really great lead magnet. We're often afraid to just give away some of our content that we think we should be paid for, but people want to have help and pay for the implementation. Give away as much information as you want. You're not actually using any more of your time by giving them these secret steps or the 5 steps to get more reviews on your Google profile. Like, I can Google that right now. But whenever it comes from an expert, it comes from someone that I can relate to, and then I can start to trust, then I might start thinking, okay, I think I just want to hire someone to do this for me. So yeah, this is you can search up on ChatGPT or YouTube or anything, probably the answer to almost any question. So if you're able to condense it into something very simple that people can consume and follow and potentially implement even the first beginning steps, then I think that's a win. And then step 3 is to promote. So we want to plan, we want to build it, and then we want to promote it. And so this means you're just going to share it consistently and then eventually drive traffic to it. If it's something that is converting for you, and if it's something that you feel like your prospective clients are getting value out of. So just like I just showed you the example, I want to invite you to just get in there and try it out for yourself. So you can go and opt in at amandadake.com/SCLM, Simple Course Lead Magnet. And you can see how this whole process works. And that's something that's really great about using HighLevel is I am able to build out these types of systems. I can teach the systems, but then I can show them in action. So anytime you're able to do that, I think it's really, really valuable. So again, you can use courses for lead magnets for free. You can do them for a low ticket. I actually do it for all kinds of levels. I have free ones like this one right here. I have lower ticket trainings or courses. And then I have higher ticket higher priced things. And so I think it's just a really great way for me personally to organize all the information in my head in a way that other people can consume it and implement it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you don't have a HighLevel account, I believe that there's a link that you can get in and get a trial and try that out. It is a really powerful tool, and everything that you've seen here, minus the slides, but the landing page and the course setup and everything else, that's all done in HighLevel, and it's fantastic. So thank you so much for being with me today. And if there's anything else you need, don't hesitate to reach out to me or anyone else at HighLevel, and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks a lot.
Wow, Amanda was amazing. Okay, that was some amazing insights. If you want to share what you're thinking, please drop it below. Otherwise, we will give you a little bit of a break. Next up, we'll have Bridget Bartlett. I'm super excited to continue our Next Level Women in Software event. So thank you so much, Amanda. Let's continue things after the break.
I'm just so excited that I got my certification now.
Thank you so much for putting this program together. What a game changer it is.
You guys started putting in some work to make sure that we can not only support our business, but we can help other businesses support themselves.
I learned a lot very rapidly, and it's definitely going to help us continue to grow exponentially.
It opened my eyes to some of the new features that also, since there's always so many things coming out, gave me new ideas on how I could use them.
Wanted to stand out from the crowd and say, like, here, I really know what I'm doing.
I feel a lot more confident that I can just go in and basically build out anything in the system.
If you're considering getting certified for Go HighLevel, my advice is to just go for it. The certification offered directly through Go HighLevel validates your experience with the platform, differentiating you from the so-called gurus who haven't put in the work.
I'd say get started today. Honestly, there's no better time to start.
This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life.
And it's been an awesome experience. I've got to meet a lot of great connections.
You have all these agency owners, you have all these users of HighLevel who are just killing it in the space. The speakers, the exhibitors, every single person here is here to mastermind with you.
The company's great, the networking is great, everything's been top tier.
It's such an incredible community, and we're just so grateful that we get to be a part of it.
Let's go! Woo!
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us again right after this break. Today is day 2 of 5 days of Next Level Women in Software event with the HighLevel team. My name is Kelsey, and I am super excited for our next speaker. Bridget Bartlett, if you don't know her yet, she is well known in the HighLevel ecosystem. She's done everything from being an affiliate, running her own business. In fact, back in 2016, Bridget started her journey as a small business owner, but her love for marketing and automations really drove her to focus on the HighLevel side and helping people look at how to automate their entire business. I think Bridget is an absolute gem. The things that she's sharing are absolutely integral to growing and scaling your business. She's in fact got a community right now of over 5,000 members where she's directly able to help support everybody on their path. So I'm super excited for Bridget to share her insights. Bridget, please take it away.
Today, I am going to walk you through the entire HighLevel system and explain to you not just how to manage your domains, but how to actually get your account set up so that you ensure all of your domains actually make sense and you're using them appropriately. Managing your domains is really important. It impacts your branding, credibility, email deliverability, and even customer retention. So what you're going to learn is how to purchase the domain. I'm going to walk you through that process. I'm actually going to show you how to create a professional email address, how to connect all domains to HighLevel, setting up an email sending domain for better email deliverability. We're going to decrease client churn by reselling domains. And then at the end, I have a special bonus that you are not going to want to miss. So the domain hierarchy is simply bare bones basic information that I want to make sure that you understand before moving forward. If you're an expert in this, great, but if you're not, this is definitely an important thing for you to understand. Now, the root domain is going to be the domain that you purchase. It's going to be, in this example, mychosendomain.com. You do want to choose a .com. It's really the go-to for everyone. It is definitely your first choice. However, there are companies that choose like .app or .io. It's up to you. You don't have to choose a .com, but if you don't choose the .com, someone else could choose it. And of course, if it's your business name, you don't want someone representing themselves as your business. So I always really encourage people to choose the .com. So we have the root domain there, and that's the domain that we're going to build everything from. So choose it wisely and make sure that you're choosing your business name. Now, the subdomain is still within that same domain. So you don't have to purchase a new domain every time you create a subdomain, but the subdomain is going to be like something dot your root domain. So in this example, app.mychosendomain.com is a subdomain of mychosendomain.com. And typically we connect subdomains to the white label app, like the HighLevel dashboard, because we would not want to connect our root domain to the app because they're going to be logging in there. So we need to use our root domain for our website. Now we have the website page. So you'll notice this is a little bit different. The page is the root domain / and then the page path that it's going to go on. So it's not a subdomain, it's actually a page within the website. And we'll explain all of this in today's training. So we have our domain strategy, and I alluded to this in the last slide, where we have our website that we want to promote our business, and that's going to be our root domain, so mychosendomain.com. Then you're going to have many lead gen funnels, many different offers that you have, or even if you just have one, that is what you really want to use a subdomain for as well. So we talked about using it for the app, and you can see here, your white label app would be like app dot your domain. Your lead gen funnels would be something dot mychosenbusiness.com. Now, a lot of HighLevel agencies will actually use different tools and promote those different tools as their offer, and then of course upsell to the other one. For example, if you wanted to promote the AI employee and that was your offer, you could have your main root domain be connected to your website, but maybe your offer for this example would just be promoting the AI employee, and then you would want to add that to a subdomain of your root domain. We want to remain consistent within our branding. So like I said, the white label app is a subdomain, app.mychosendomain.com. Then you have the API. So I'll go over this in just a minute, but the API is really what's going to link all of the, no pun intended, the links to you. Okay, so when you're doing like a website preview or something like that, it's going to be branded to your agency. All right, so that's what the purpose of white labeling the API is. Now, you also inside of your accounts have a client portal, and that client portal is going to house the affiliate management system. If you or any of your sub accounts create an affiliate program for their business, they will be logging into the client portal to access that. Same with courses, your community. Those things are all housed inside the client portal. So we would want to connect a subdomain of our root domain to that client portal as well. And you can see here in our strategy, the goal is to keep everything within the same domain. It's really important for branding and also just ease. So the email strategy is you're going to create a professional email address using your domain. So the email address needs to be created separately from the domain, but it needs to be connected to the domain. Hopefully I didn't just confuse you, because we need a business email address. If you're using @gmail.com, that's not professional, and you really need to have a business email address attached to your account so that when you are sending emails, it actually lands in the inbox, and it's also professional. We want to make sure that we are using a professional email address. And then we want to set up an email sending domain, which you can see here is a subdomain. We're going to set up an email sending domain to make sure that when we do send emails from our email address, these two things link the email to our system and validates it. An email sending domain, it's not an email address. A lot of people confuse that. But if you imagine you send a letter to a friend, I know that's old school, but if you send a letter to a friend, in the top left-hand corner, you always put your name and address and your contact information. And then when your friend receives that letter, they see who it was from, and of course it validates that, so they go ahead and open it. That is basically what an email sending domain is. It links your email address and validates it to the system because you have your email sending domain. So they're connected here with the same domain. So I'm going to show you how to purchase your domain, and I'm going to use Cloudflare. And the reason I use Cloudflare is because it's free to use. You just purchase your domain, but also I wanted to choose Cloudflare because I know a lot of marketers, agency owners are already using Cloudflare. So I wanted to make sure when I do this training today that I show you in a way that you can take this and then immediately implement it and walk through the entire process. So we're purchasing our domain on Cloudflare. I went up here in my account, clicked add. We're choosing a new domain. I searched this domain name here that I just showed you, mychosendomain.com, and it is available. So let's purchase it. Okay, so now we've purchased our domain. I'm going to click here to manage the domain, and let's go to update DNS configuration. And now you'll see that we have a brand new domain with no records added here. So we are good to go. We've chosen our domain. Now the next step is we need to create an email address. Now you do need to have a valid professional email address, and a lot of you are using Google Workspace already. So I want to show you, if you're already using it or you want to use it, you can of course sign up for that. But I want to show you how to add this domain to your Google Workspace and then also create an alias email so that you don't have to purchase a new email address for this business. So let's go into Google Workspace here. I'm in the admin account, and the first thing I want to do is scroll down here to add the domain. So I'm going to click there. So now we need to add the domain name that we just purchased. So I'm going to go back here and let's copy this, my chosen domain, paste it into the field. And now we want to choose, do we want this to be a secondary domain or do we want to use this as an alias domain? I'm just going to choose secondary and add the domain and start verification. You'll see here it says that when we're setting this up, it's going to verify that you own the domain. It's going to do that by adding a record. And then it's also going to allow us to start using this with Gmail. So I'm going to get started, sign into Cloudflare. You can see here now it's automatically adding the records for us. It's another reason why a lot of us use Cloudflare. I'm going to click to authorize. And it says here, set up Gmail to send and receive emails. We'll help you set that up, but I'm going to actually show you how to do that. Okay, so we'll activate it for everyone. Sign into Cloudflare. So what we want to do is add all of these records to our DNS manager. So if you're using something different, this is really going to be the same process. Whatever you purchase your domain or your email address from, you're going to have to add those records to the DNS manager that you purchased your domain from, because we need to connect the two. So this is why I love recommending Cloudflare with Google Workspace, because they just make everything so easy. I'm going to go ahead and authorize, so I don't actually have to add all of these records myself. If I did though, I would have to just go in and choose MX record, choose this as the name, and then choose this as the value, and then I could go through the list. But Cloudflare makes it really easy. I'm going to click authorize. Okay, you're verified, mychosendomain.com, and Gmail is ready. So I'm going to click there. And now you'll see we have secondary domain, verified, Gmail activated. So now what I need to do is actually create the email address that I want to use for this domain. So I'm going to go back to my admin dashboard, and I'm going to click here to create an alternate email address. I'm going to choose my user I want to create this for, which is just me. Proceed. And now you'll see I have a list here, and I can create up to 30 alternate email addresses inside of my account. So I'm going to scroll down now, and I'm just going to choose info at, and then you'll see I have a selection of all the domain names that I have in my account. I'm going to choose the one that we just added. So info at mychosendomain.com and save. So now I have purchased my domain, I have added my email address and created that, but I need to connect this email address to my inbox inside of Google or Gmail or my workspace, whatever we want to call it, so that I can send and receive as this email address. So what I want to do is I want to go into my Gmail account inside of my Google Workspace that I'm logged into, and I want to go to the settings and accounts, and I want to click to add another email address here. So I'm going to add info at mychosendomain.com and next. And now you can see that I've added this domain to my inbox. So now when I go to create a new email address, I can actually choose from my drop-down menu if I want to send this email as this email address. I will also receive emails to this email address inside of my inbox. So now that is all set up, and I'm ready to start setting up my HighLevel account. So inside of app.gohighlevel.com, you'll see mine has my logo here at the top. This is the admin account of your HighLevel agency or your account. What you want to do is go into the settings at the bottom. You're going to go into the company settings here and click on white label. This is where we're going to set up our white label domain that our clients are going to be logging into. They're not going to log into app.gohighlevel.com. The purpose of white label is so that we brand this as our own. So we don't necessarily want them to know that it's HighLevel, even though I shout it from the rooftops. We want to make sure that this is branded to us completely. So what we need to do is go to the domain section, and you'll see here are setup instructions. But what you're going to do is just type in the domain name. So if I was to change this, I would type in the domain name. And what's going to happen is it's going to open up Cloudflare, and then it's going to add those records again to your DNS manager, and then you'll see this connected. I always recommend choosing app.whatever your domain is for logging into your HighLevel agency, just for consistency. Now, the same thing with the API domain. I add link, and I talked about this just a minute ago on those slides, where we want to brand the API. So same thing, you're just going to click here, you're going to type in link.mychosendomain.com and then continue, and then it will add those records for you. Now, if I wanted to add this here, link.mychosendomain.com, let's put a dot there. link.mychosendomain.com. If you click add records manually, you'll see that we would need to go to our DNS manager. We would need to create a CNAME record with the host as link, and then this is the value. So it's the same for the white label domain as the API domain. same process. Okay, now I do want to show you, just in case you're not using Cloudflare, I want to show you how to add those. So I'm going to go back to the DNS manager and we would click add record, and you'll see here CNAME, link, and then this value. All right, so I would want to go here and do a CNAME, type in link, add this value. I could turn this off and then save. So now this would be added to my dashboard. So I'm using my real account, so I don't want to override that, but I do want to make sure that you know how to do it. And in this case, I would do app.mychosendomain.com. And then of course we can see add records, CNAME, app, and then here is the value for this. So let's go back here and let's add CNAME, app, add the value, we'll remove that and save. So that's how you want to add those records to your DNS manager. And then of course it will update here just like mine with my information. So that is step number 1 and 2 to get your domain connected and branded to your HighLevel agency. Now, there's one more thing that we need to do inside of the settings of your agency account, and we want to go to email services. And you'll see here that I already have a dedicated domain connected to my agency. Since My Vision Agency is my domain, I actually chose email.myvisionagency as my email sending domain for my agency. Now you want to click here to add a dedicated domain. You can see I have mine here, and I'm just going to add a second one just so that you can see the process. I'm going to click here to add a new domain, and I'm going to say office.mychosendomain.com and click add and verify. So now it's saying we can add the records manually, or if you're using Cloudflare, you can go ahead and click continue, and then it will set up that domain for you. Authorized domain. And you'll see how it connects directly to Cloudflare, has all the records there. I'm going to go ahead and authorize. And you'll see here it says not all verified. If you click verify domain, they will eventually turn green. So let's refresh again and verify domain. And now you can see that all of the records have been added. They're all green now, and we want to go ahead and back out of this. We'll click verify now just to make sure. Verify domain. Now you can see that our new email sending domain has been chosen. Now I'm not going to select this because I don't want to override my other email sending domain here, but what I would want to do if I wanted to choose this one is I would just want to make sure that this is selected. Now you can also do some more advanced things like setting the header. So if you want it to be your business name here and from email address, that will ensure that when the email is being sent, that it actually has your business name and email address on it. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now, that is really everything that you need to do inside of the agency account, with the exception of creating a team member so that you can log in to your own white label brand. So what we're going to do is go to the team member settings here inside of our agency admin account still, and you'll see the settings for your account that you already logged in as the owner. But we need to make sure that you have a user that is attached to your email sending domain that you can log in to your white label domain with. So I'm going to click here to add employee, and we would want to call this whatever your name is, Jane Doe. And then you want to put your email address in here that you created. So mychosendomain.com. And you can click next. And now you want to make sure that this user that you created is an agency admin. All right. So if you chose account, then they would only be able to access the account, or you as the agency admin, you'd only be able to access one individual account. But we want to make sure we're creating a user that is able to do everything. So we're going to choose agency admin, and then we'll say all records, and you can restrict your access. I don't know why you would want to. You could also add this to a sub account. So if you already have one created for yourself, you could go ahead and do that. But really the purpose here is we want to make sure that you have created a user with that email address. So I'm going to go ahead and click save now. and your user has been created. So what you want to do is you want to go back into the company settings, and whatever it says here, you want to open that up in your window, and you want to log in with that user info that we just created. So this is the user that is set up to start using your brand. Now, I never log into app.gohighlevel.com. I always log into my own white label brand, and you should always be doing that as well, because you want to make sure that any communications that you are sending it as your business. That's going to help it land in the inbox. It's going to help with your credibility. All of these things are really important. So you want to make sure, I'm stressing this because I just want to help you understand. I see this a lot. You need to make sure logging into this domain, whatever it is in this field here that you have added, you need to log in there using the user info that we created here. Okay, so if your email is info@kittycats.com, you need to make sure that you are logging in as that with your password into your white label domain. So now inside of your sub account, you will see that, of course, mine looks much different than yours. I have added my brand colors and my theme, which you are totally capable of doing. I'm not going to talk about that in today's training, but I just wanted you to know that even if yours looks a little different, all of the locations of everything that I'm showing you today are going to be in the same place. So the very first thing that we need to do inside of our sub account that we're going to be managing our agency with is we want to go into the settings and domains. Now, once you're in the domains, the first thing we need to do is we need to connect the domain that we purchased to use for our website. So I'm going to choose mychosendomain.com and continue. So now when you have chosen your domain and you added it to the field, you need to always make sure to address the www version. So the www version is actually a subdomain that needs to be automatically created because the way that the internet works, sometimes it will route to the www version, sometimes not. And so we want to make sure that this is always going to the same place. So HighLevel makes that really easy. When you type that in, it's going to automatically take care of this for you if you keep that toggled on. Now, if I didn't use Cloudflare, I could click here to add the records manually, and you'll see that when we connect a root domain, that's going to be the A record. And we're going to choose the @ symbol because that's the host. It's the main root domain. And then we would add this value in the field. Now, to address the www version, like I said, that's a subdomain. So we're going to set that up the same way that we do any subdomain. And we're going to add a CNAME record, the www, and then this value here. Now, since I am using Cloudflare, I'm going to go ahead and just continue, and then it's going to add those records for me. Authorize, and you'll see it's adding the records for me. I'm going to click authorize again. Okay. So now our domain has been successfully added, and at this point we can choose to add it to a funnel. So any of these funnels I have in this account, I could add it to. I could add it to a website, a store, or a blog. I could also click here and I could set my 404 page. Let's say that I had a page within my website that I deleted by accident or intentionally, and that page was mychosendomain.com/offer. Let's say I deleted that and then it broke that link, so that would actually go nowhere and it would show up as a 404 page. But if I want to make sure that it doesn't say 404 error, I can actually direct that back to my main domain. So for example, let's say that I wanted this to be my main funnel here, and I wanted to set this as the home page that the domain directs to. And then I could also set here the same page for my 404 page. So if anyone did go to mychosendomain.com/offer and that page didn't exist, it would show this page that I chose here instead. Now, if you don't have a website connected, that's no problem. You don't even have to connect it here. It's just important to know that this is now pointed to your HighLevel account, and you can use this for any website at any time. You don't need to go back and adjust the records and all of that. You can just come back here and then attach that funnel here. You could also do the URL redirects. So let's say that you have an affiliate link and it's HighLevel affiliate link that you want to promote. You could actually create a page within your domain and then add this HighLevel affiliate link. Go HighLevel. Of course, yours would be different. And then now you can say in your videos, if you want to check out HighLevel, go to mychosendomain.com/HighLevel. And then when someone clicks on that, it will actually go to this link that you've added there. So that's the URL redirect. And of course, you can create unlimited URL redirects in your account. You can host unlimited domains in your account as well. So now let's go back to the domains and let's talk about how you would add a subdomain to your account. So we've already added the root domain, so we don't need to worry about doing that anymore. I'm going to go click here, and let's say that we wanted to create a page for our, let's say again, HighLevel affiliate link. So HighLevel, my chosen domain.com, and continue. And again, it's going to add those records for me. Of course, I can manually add them there, or I could just click continue, and then it will add that to Cloudflare for me. Authorize domain, and you'll see the records there. I'm going to click authorize. And now you see that same thing. We can connect any of our funnels to this domain here. And if I back out of this, you'll see now we have our main root domain. We have the redirected domain. And if you click here, it says this domain is redirected to my chosen domain. And you'll see that also here in the URL redirects that it is being redirected. You'll see here in the domains that if I did at a later time wanted to add a funnel, I just click there to edit, and you can see you can choose any of the funnels and pages that you want to use. So now that we have connected all of our domains, we've talked about the subdomains, and we've talked about redirecting URLs, let's talk about now the email sending domain of your sub account. So we already set up the agency email sending domain. Now we need to set up the email sending domain specific for our sub account. So I'm going to go into email services. So as soon as we click on email services, you'll see this notification that appears to tell you why it's so important to connect your email sending domain to the system. Okay, why consider this an upgrade? It's advanced deliverability, brand credibility, increased control, reduced spam flagging. So you can obviously see this is really important. Now, if I do click out of this though, you'll see that we do have a default here, and that default is our agency email sending domain. So if I'm a sub account inside of the agency and I don't connect my dedicated email sending domain, it's going to default to this one. Now, you as the agency owner, you may want to choose that. However, I prefer to connect my own email sending domain to every sub account because that does maintain the reputation of the agency and the sub account. So all of the marketing emails and everything that I'm sending from my sub account, if that was to get damaged, that reputation, I would not want it to damage the email sending domain that my password resets are being sent out, or when an account is created, the location and the user, those emails all go out from the agency email sending domain. So I want to really connect a new one to my sub account. So I'm going to click here now, and you'll see that we want to add the new email sending domain. Like I said, we can make this anything that we want to, but we'll stick with the email and then mychosendomain.com and add and verify. And of course, if we want to manually add this, we could by adding all of these records here, but I'm using Cloudflare, so I'm going to click continue and authorize. And you'll see it's going to add all of these records for me, so I'm going to go ahead and click authorize. And again, we see them all here. Let's click verify domain. And we want to make sure that we keep doing that until all of these are green and verified. It does sometimes take a few minutes. That just has to do with propagation. Anytime you add new records to a DNS manager, it always takes, typically they say 24 to 48 hours for it to reflect the changes. However, Cloudflare is usually pretty fast, and most DNS managers are pretty fast as well. Let's just back out of this and come back in. click verify now. And you can see already they're all green. So let's click verify domain. And you'll see here that we have our verified email sending domain. Now, the next thing we want to do with our domain to complete this setup is we want to go back into our account, go to memberships, client portal, settings, domain setup. And you'll see here inside of the client portal, there's the option to add your domain. Now, this is really important because the client portal houses your community group, your courses, your affiliate management. They can manage their subscription. All of these things can be found in the client portal. And we want to make sure that we connect our domain, again, to remain consistent with our branding, but also because we want to tell them where to log in. And if we don't, we're going to have to tell them, yeah, just go to IG0RFOZ1Q, all of that app.clienthub.net. We don't want to say that. We want to say go to clients.mychosendomain.com to log into our community. So that's what we're going to set up here. And of course, this can be anything that you want it to be. Clients, mychosendomain.com. I chose members. You can choose clients. You can choose anything that you want. It's a subdomain. So just to keep using that word for recognition, it is a subdomain. So you can choose any subdomain that you want to use. And then you'll click add domain. Same thing here. We can add the records manually. Or if we're using Cloudflare, we can just click continue. Authorize domain. Authorize. So now you can see clients.mychosendomain has been added to our client portal. There's another thing that I want to show you. If you go back to the settings here and you go to domains, you'll see here that we have the ability to purchase a domain directly inside the sub account. Now, this is really important because some studies show that 70% of churn can be reduced by simply adding a domain to the account. So I just walked you through that process of adding a domain, and some of you might have been like, oh, this is easy. I've done this a million times. But if you've never done it before, you might be a little bit intimidated, and that is likely how your clients feel. So if they don't have a domain, it's easier for them or for you to come in here and purchase the domain for them. Now, they'll need to choose their domain, or you can choose this for them, but you'll walk through the process. You'll search. If I looked for kittycats.com, let's say that was my business, and I click search, you'll go through that same process just like we did in Cloudflare, and you will choose the domain, and then you'll set it up just like you would any other domain. The bonus of this is, though, is that it will be listed here automatically. You don't have to add those records to connect it to HighLevel. It's automatically connected. And then, of course, you saw that once it's connected, you can create those URL redirects and subdomains and connect your website and do all of those things directly inside of your account. So this is a huge bonus when it comes to reducing the churn for your clients. It also is really helpful for them to eliminate that fear of all of the tech that maybe they're not familiar with. Now, if you're on the $497 plan of HighLevel, you actually have the ability to resell those domains and mark it up to earn a profit. So I already have my SaaS configurator plans created. I'm going to go ahead and click edit details. Let's go to rebilling. And you'll see here, these are all of the options that you have the capability of rebilling for. And when I say rebilling, what I mean in this example is for the phone system, HighLevel is charging you 0.014 cents per minute. If you mark this up 3 times, then you're charging the customer this, and you are earning a profit of this, and this is every single minute. So if we scroll down here to the domain purchase, because you can do that for email, the triggers and verifications and all of those things. But if you scroll down here, you want to turn this on, and you can mark up the purchase of the domain price. So if I want to say 2x, so 2x whatever HighLevel's charging me, I want to 2x that to charge my client. So you can see here, if they purchase 10 domains, I could actually charge the client like it's 20 domains, and then I would earn a profit of 10 domains. Now, it doesn't have a straightforward pricing because, as you can see from the list here, they all have different prices. So it's really impossible for HighLevel to say it's $8 per domain, you mark it up to 16 and all that. Because what if the domain is this one here, which is $27.70 a year? Okay, so adding that reselling capability to your accounts gives you a passive way of earning additional income. Now, if we're talking about strategy, you may not want to mark that up. Maybe because the churn is so dramatically reduced, maybe you want it to be at cost because the goal would be to get them to sign up and stay within your platform. And if they can connect that domain, and if they're shopping around and they see that it's actually cheaper and easier to connect their domain through their sub account within your agency than it is to go outside to another domain registrar, then it makes perfect sense for them to just go ahead for ease of use and cost to connect their domain or purchase their domain within your agency, which of course, like I said, reduces churn, so they're your client forever. Now, I did tell you, if you stayed till the end, I was going to offer you something really incredible. And I want to invite you to join my community for free at community.myvisionagency.com. Look, I've been with HighLevel for nearly 4 years. I have grown my business, both white label reselling and the HighLevel affiliate opportunity. I have coached thousands of HighLevel users. I know exactly where you're at and how you feel. I want you to really take advantage of the powerful automations that HighLevel gives you at your fingertips so that you can actually build a business that runs on autopilot and get your life back. We don't all want to be working 20 hours a day. And this is the beautiful thing about HighLevel. Not only can you save time and money with your own business, but you can also offer that to your clients as well. So my community is 100% free to you guys if you go to community.myvisionagency.com. I also have a complete HighLevel course there, and it actually is growing because I am live 5 days a week with new training. And of course, all of those videos are constantly being updated so that you can have the most up-to-date training and the most thorough training with HighLevel. Also, I do have 60 plus AI tools that you can take advantage of. For example, if you need privacy policy created or you needed terms of service created for your HighLevel SaaS business, we have tools to help you generate those. Like I said, I am live 5 days a week inside of my community with free training. However, one of the things that I feel is the biggest asset to my community is the open office hours that I provide 4 days a week. So Monday through Thursday, you can actually join the live training, and then immediately after that, join me in a Zoom room for open office hours. So you can not only meet and chat with me, but you can also chat with our other community members inside the open office hours. Ask any question that you have. I really want to encourage you to join that because I realized when I started my business that I had no support, no help from anyone who knew what I was working on. I had no one to celebrate my wins or get advice when I had some losses. And I feel the open office hours really provides you a place you can go every single day and you can ask someone how to move past whatever it is that's blocking you. Maybe it's a tech issue, maybe it's a strategy issue. And while HighLevel support is great for resolving tech issues, sometimes it's a strategy question that you have that you just need to bounce off with someone who's actually doing what you're doing. So I really encourage you to join me there. It costs you nothing. It's a bonus to you just for being a HighLevel member. And I hope to see you there. Go make your vision a reality and go automate your business with HighLevel. Have a great day.
And that is a wrap on day 2. Thank you so much, Bridget, for sharing your awesome, amazing, and incredible insights. Okay, everybody, we are 2 days down for our NextLevel Women in Software event. We've got 3 more days to go. If you have any questions, let us know. I know we're learning so much. So make sure to write all of your insights, type it in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Before you log off, definitely think through everything that's been happening. If you have any automations questions, reach out to the HighLevel team. Otherwise, get some good rest, and we will see ya tomorrow, where we will kick off our last 6 speakers. Woohoo!